Okay, so Wednesday night, we're here together again. I'm so grateful to have you. We are initiating just a slightly different curriculum in this particular class. We've been doing for a while soul-centered solutions, and um, it occurred to me that I wanted to, in these free sessions on Wednesday evenings, offer something that people that were just kind of starting out could also join us in. Um, our soul-centered solutions uh, could get a little heavy at times, and I wanted to be able to offer something that would both uh, meet the needs of people that were just starting off and interested in meditation and what is it all about and how to turn inward, and then also to graduate into these deeper, more advanced kind of meditative practices that I love to do with you. So we're going to have a meditative flow that includes both of those. And those of you that have been meditating a while will benefit, of course, as I do, from the emphasis upon meditative basics, uh, grounding, breathing, concentrating ourselves into meditative um, mode. And then we'll move on after about 10 or 15 minutes of some basic meditative practices. We'll move on into working at a greater depth or a way that opens to higher consciousness. So this is what I'm calling look in and look up. So the first stage of it is looking in, turning our attention in from the outer world. Many of us, and of course, I'm preaching to the choir because most of you have been doing this a long time, but many of us in the world keep our attention in the outer plane all the time. We're always looking at something, thinking about something, pursuing something, worrying about something outside of ourselves. It's just very natural, part of our evolutionary journey. But there does come a point when the inner life begins to call to us. In the language that we've been using recently, that would be the soul is calling to us. The soul, the great being that we actually are, the great consciousness that we actually are, that operates behind the personality, begins to come forth and create this yearning. And ultimately, we learn to turn our attention within. So that's the look in, is we begin to discover ways of looking in. And of course, as we've talked about many times, when we look in, oftentimes we encounter things we don't like. There's uncomfortable emotions, and there's repressed trauma, and there's bitterness and anger, and there's frustration about our current life situation, and frustration about the world situation, and so forth. And we have to learn to work skillfully with that when we encounter it, but not think that that's as deep as we go. I was working with somebody some time ago, and we were exploring some of the depths of their very painful shame and fear, feelings of inadequacy, and feelings that they didn't deserve love and affirmation and so forth. And by the time we were done with the session, she said to me, I thought that my shame and my fear was my core. That's what I thought. And so it was difficult, she said, to look inward very deeply, because I thought the deeper I go, the more shame and fear I'm going to find. And so it turns out that shame and fear and guilt and anger and bitterness and resentment and despair and depression and so forth, this is not our core. In fact, this is a foggy layer that hides our core. Our core is divine light. Our core is the soul, the essential self. Our core is Christ consciousness, is Buddha nature. Whatever language resonates with you, it is the presence, the divine spark in all beings. That's our core. And those difficult emotions, they're a fog around that core. And if people don't know this, as most do not, when they look within and they see that kind of foggy layer, that what we sometimes call the shadow, they shy away and say, no, I'm going to go back to my donut. I'm going to go back to my Netflix program. I'm going to go back to, whatever it is that I've been using all along to distract me from this discomfort and this pain and this suffering that I feel inside. So when we begin to understand the truth tells us that that's only a layer that we have to work skillfully with in order to get through, in order to get to the inner light, our true being. And though that is a challenging task, because it is the pinnacle of what we can accomplish as human beings, to discover and realize and abide in and manifest that great divine consciousness that is in the core of our being. That's the purpose of a human life and a series of lifetimes, from lifetime to lifetime. That's the purpose of it. So it is rather challenging. And so we have to acquire skills. And that's what we're doing here together. We're acquiring skills. And so that's the first thing we're doing together, right? Is that we're cultivating our skills. Even if you've been meditating a long, long time, we continue. I've been meditating 32 years, and I continue to cultivate the skill. Like anything else, if you're a pianist, or you play tennis or anything that involves skill, there's no end to how we can perfect that skill. So that's one of the things that we're doing here on Wednesday nights to do, is to perfect our contemplative skills, our skill in turning inward and going deeper. But the other thing we're doing as well is we're doing it together. Now, I know it may not seem that way to you because you may be sitting at home alone right now. At least your body is alone right now. But we're going to emphasize our connectedness and how that connectedness can be experienced in just as real a way as if our bodies were present in an auditorium. It's every bit as real, but we have to learn to tune into that. So that's another aspect of this that I'm wanting to do, is that I'm hoping very much that you will catch a feel for being a part of a growing community. A community of people who want to look in and look up and bring what they discover into their individual lives and into the world in a way that will benefit it. We want to learn to bring the light down and ground it into the world and into human consciousness. And we can be the instruments of that, which would be of tremendous benefit to the planet, to the world, especially right now. So these are some of my intentions and hopes and prayers, and I want to make those known to you. And those will evolve as we spend time together every Wednesday. And I want you to know, most of you already do, that I record these, and these recorded sessions will be available on my little YouTube channel. You can access the link through my Facebook page, all these technological social media things. But they'll be available for you to watch anytime. If you find it meaningful and you want to listen to it again, go through it again, then you'll be able to do it. And all of it, of course, is free of charge. I want it just to be something that is a great benefit to you, and as it has been a great benefit to me. All right. So also, I want to look here at what you're writing. So some of you may be having trouble with your internet. If you're having a difficult time, if I'm breaking up a little bit and so forth, I'm sorry about the limitations of technology. Some of that, I'm afraid, might be your internet, and I'm hoping that it's not on my end. And if it is, I'll work on that. Also, I want to give you hints after our meditation to ask any questions about meditation or about the spiritual path that you may have. You can come on Wednesdays with these questions. If you think of them on the weekend, write it down. Come on Wednesdays with these questions. You can begin as soon as you log on to write those questions into the chat box. Or after a meditation, I'll leave a little space and time to do a little question and answer. That won't take a large portion of our time, at least that's my intention. But if you have questions, then that's the way you'll be able to ask them. It's one of the things I miss about being in the auditorium together, are the questions that arise. I use those questions to really shape and the direction of our discussion. So I very much invite and value the questions that you might write, again, both about our practices here on Wednesday nights and any other thing that concerns you or interests you about the spiritual path. I'll do my best to share with you the little that I know about that. Okay, so let's begin to move into our meditation. So let's talk for a moment about posture, especially for those of you that may be new, those of you that may be listening later that weren't necessarily here live. Doesn't matter. Everything that's happening here, all the blessing, all the grace, all the transmission that takes place in these live sessions, you will have access to if you're listening to this later as a YouTube recording. So it's very important that you allow yourself to open to whatever is coming through, even if you're not listening to it in a live kind of way. The heart, it's not limited by time and space. So when we move into the heart dimension, we're in a dimension that's beyond time and space. And there we will always be connected and be sharing this path together. Okay, so, excuse me. So the personality is made of three parts: the physical body, the emotional body, and the mental body. When I say the mental body, I'm talking about the conditioned mind, the thinking, analyzing, logical, linear, contemplating, story making, projecting level of mind. There are higher levels of mind, of course. So the personality is made up of the physical body and the emotional body and the lower mental body. So we're wanting to start our meditations by attending to these three levels, the levels of the personality. That's the looking in. The looking up will be various ways from week to week to align with soul, to feel our connection to soul and to higher consciousness. Okay, so if you would make sure you're sitting up nice and straight. So posture is important, and we want to talk about it just for a moment here at the beginning. You want to sit up nice and straight because as we go along, there's an energy that begins to flow in meditation, both from the root upward, that's Kundalini, and from high above in dimensions, levels of consciousness, way above what the mind can comprehend, light streams down. And so we're wanting to be open. And the channel, the central channel that runs from above to below, right through the center of the being, that all the chakras are coming off of. We're wanting to make sure that we're sitting up nice and straight so that this energy can flow freely. So the trick with posture is to find a nice, erect posture without it being uncomfortable, a straight up and down posture that's also incredibly relaxed. So one way to think of this is, what does it take for you to sit up straight? And now can you relax everything else? This learning to relax is a very important anti-anxiety, anti-stress skill and practice. softening the body, running your awareness through the physical body, looking for any areas of tension or tightness, and relaxing. It's as if the body were being held as a fist all day long because of our pressures, because of our stresses, our anxiety, our responsibilities and obligations. And now we want to totally relax and unclench that fist. Relaxing the body is the first step in opening the heart. Now, as you relax the body, I also invite you to understand that you have subtle bodies. The emotional and mental bodies are subtle bodies, but I want you to think that there is an energy field around the physical body, your aura, and you can relax and expand that as well. So just think that the energy right around your physical body can relax and spread outwards. And it can go out actually quite a ways. A normal aura, when it's relaxed and open, we're in a peaceful place. If you were to put your arms straight out, your fingertips stretching out, our auras can stretch out that far very comfortably. Of course, it can be developed and cultivated to stretch out far beyond that, but at least just have the sense of yourself that the energy, your energy bodies are relaxed and open and extending out away from the body. That may help you to feel like you can breathe a little more. So then bring your attention to breath. Though we won't emphasize a lot of breath work tonight. In coming weeks, we will. For now, just watch the inhalation and the exhalation, how it moves the body. And it can just be your natural and normal breath rhythm that you're watching. Watching it move in a very relaxed body and an open energy field. Now, the most basic skill required in meditation is concentration. So, especially for those of you that are new, but this goes for all of us, I want you just to notice when the mind wanders off. Like right now, I'm kind of asking you to focus on keeping your body relaxed and your breath moving. That's your point of focus. But you'll notice that the mind will wander from that point of focus. The mind is so used to being habitually, constantly stimulated that it will find focusing on breath interesting for 30 seconds, and then it wants to stimulate itself again. So we're going to mentor the mind, which is another way of saying we're going to teach the mind to concentrate on whatever the point of focus is that we want to direct it towards. Like right now, it's just breath, breath and a relaxed body. When the mind wanders from that point of focus, just notice that it has, drop the distraction, and bring attention back to breath and body. See if you can notice that when mind wanders off, body clenches again. Subtle. The body can most effectively relax when we're fully present in our experience. So just this, what we're doing up until now, is a really helpful meditative practice where you would give yourself 10 to 15 minutes of focusing on keeping the body relaxed and on breath, just the natural rhythm of breath moving in and into and out of the body. Now let's modify that just a little bit. Let's bring attention up into the center of the chest, what we call the heart center. And if you want to, just put your hand over your heart center for a moment. And this helps to shift your attention so that it's resting right here in the heart center. Notice any physical sensations that you feel in the chest. Notice the slight pressure that you feel from the hand. Some of you may feel some warmth coming out of your hand and into your chest. Be aware of that. And now here, we breathe the breath into and out of the heart center, as though you could draw the breath in through the chest wall from the space in front of you. Just drawing your inhalation right in through the chest wall into your chest. And breathing right back through the chest wall to the space in front of you. This is a lovely way to energize and activate and clear and ultimately heal the heart chakra, which is so vitally important. Let the breath here become just a little fuller and a little deeper, a little slower. And again, when the mind wanders off, which it will, it's totally fine. Just notice that it's wandered off. Drop the distraction and bring your attention once again back to the heart center, back to breathing your breath into and out of the heart center, and being very concentrated on that practice, that experience, as though nothing else exists in the world but breath flowing into and out of your heart center. Every now and again, just check in with the body to make sure that it's staying relaxed, that your aura is open and expanded. Now, you may begin to feel a little warmth in the chest or a little tingly energy. That's because we're breathing prana in directly to the chest. When we talk about breathing into and out of the heart center, the oxygen, of course, is still going into and out of the nose, but the prana, the breath energy, the universal life energy, the prana or chi, is being directed by our attention right into the heart center as we breathe in and back out through the chest wall as we breathe out. So as your awareness refines and you're able to perceive subtler energies, you'll begin to feel this tingly energy moving into and out of the heart center and having an effect on the heart center. So this is still the looking in phase of our meditation. As we work in the heart center, it really is an invitation to go more deeply into the inner life. And we're not going to spend time looking at this tonight, but you may be feeling some emotional energy as well as you begin to focus in on the heart center and direct awareness into it and breath energy into it. It may activate your awareness of some emotional energy. And at this point, we're just letting that be. Don't try to turn away from it. Don't try to fix it. We learn to concentrate on the inner life and just let everything be as it is. Awareness here is characterized with great acceptance and kindness. Continuing to bring your attention back to the heart center and breathing into and out of the heart center whenever you get distracted. And just observing the experience you're having. We're not trying to push an agenda. We're not trying to get somewhere. We're not trying to cultivate a certain kind of, quote, spiritual experience. None of that. You're just connecting your awareness with the experience you're having as you're centered in the heart and breathing into and out of it. Now, for those new to meditation, this might be as far as you'd want to go. I invite you to stay with us and finish out our practice this evening. In general, as you practice, this might be as far as you'd want to go for a while. And just the feel of gently directing your mind back to the heart, gently directing the mind back to the heart. Getting familiar with what it feels like to be anchored in the heart, to be present in the heart. How to let energies in the heart come and go, how to keep the heart open. So that's looking in. And we begin to shift into the second phase of the meditation, which is looking up. Now, in order to do that, let your attention or your awareness move deeper into the heart center. You can let go of your focus on breath, let go of your focus on body. Be more curious about this thing we're calling the heart center. Let that curious awareness go deeper in. It will feel like deeper into the body, back toward the back of the body. And you may feel as you move deeper into the heart center that it becomes quieter. There's a greater stillness and calm. And it doesn't mean that you won't be distracted again. When you are, just come back into the depths of your heart. Notice that there is and always has been a great stillness and tranquility deep in the heart. Move back further still to what feels like the back of the heart center. Don't worry about doing this right or wrong, figuring this out. Just move back to what feels like the back of your heart center, and then step another step back to what we call the space behind the heart. Into this luminous, spacious consciousness. Greater stillness, greater tranquility, and a sense of boundarylessness. Here in the space behind the heart, we begin to perceive that we are so much more than the body, so much more than the thinking, conditioned mind, so much more than our mind's story of us. The space behind the heart is not so much a physical space, but a shift into a higher consciousness. Call it soul consciousness. See it or feel it or visualize it as great radiant light. The light of your soul. It is ever present just behind the drama of the personality self. Now, allow that great light the light of your soul, to begin to seep into the heart center from behind. Feel it begin to radiate into, to pour into your heart center. The space from shoulder to shoulder, from base of the throat to the bottom of the sternum, this whole heart center area, let light begin to come in and fill your chest with this great radiance. You don't have to force this. It's nothing for you to do. Just allow. Just with your choice, if you choose, because you always have a choice. But if you choose, hold the intention to just keep the back of your heart center wide open and allow the light of the soul, the presence of soul consciousness, to fill your heart center. The radiance, the spaciousness, the tranquility, the infinite intelligence and inspiration, the love and compassion of your soul, that your soul is. Let it fill the chest. Right now, bring your attention, let all of this remain right in your chest, and then bring your attention to the crown of your head. And allow that crown chakra, just with your intention, to open. The crown chakra is often depicted as a lotus bud with 1,000 petals. Let this bud open, stretch up, and lay back all the petals. And as you do this, understand that your crown chakra opens to higher dimensions, higher consciousness. And visualize from high above light pouring down, the highest light of divine consciousness, divine grace, divine intelligence and love and power. See or feel or visualize this light pouring down into the crown, into the head, into the throat chakra, down into the chest, blending with the light that's already in the heart. This is the light of spirit, and it blends here in the heart center with the light of soul to become all the more powerful and brilliant in the chest. And the light coming down from above continues to flow downward through the solar plexus, filling the belly, all the chakras in the system, pouring out your arms and hands, pouring out your legs and feet. Now, very important, the light continues to flow downward through you, down through the floor, down into the earth, down to the heart of Mother Earth. so that you see, feel, or visualize this light flowing from high above you down through the body, penetrating all the way to the Earth's core. Not only through the body, but around the outside of the body, filling this aura that you've been earlier on practicing holding open and expanded. This light from high above, flowing down, filling you, surrounding you, continuing to pour down into the center of the earth. The heart center is like the sun has taken up residence here. It's brilliant. The light coming down is no other than the light of divine spirit. And again, you just allow, just open, just receive if you choose to. And we just have just another point or two to make here. Feel how the chest becomes so radiant with this light of soul and spirit that it bursts forth like a starburst onto the horizontal plane. And we've been working with the vertical plane from high above through and all the way down to the center of the earth. Now the light shines out on a horizontal plane. And just hold the intention for this light to flow to everyone else here present, your fellow meditators. Imagine the light is just radiating to them wherever they are. With the intention that this light be of great blessing in their lives to support them in exactly the ways that they need, with things that they're experiencing that are challenging, but also at the cutting edge of their growth and awakening. Let this light serve their highest good. Let that be the intention. See if you can feel how this light connects us to one another. Souls feeling their connection, recognizing one another. And then lastly, letting this light from the heart radiate out horizontally to everyone that you're connected with, family and friends, associates, work peers, neighbors, and beyond that, to everyone in your community. And because this is the light of soul and spirit, it has no limit. Let it infuse into human consciousness itself. Let it radiate around the planet, infusing into human consciousness, being of great blessing to all human beings everywhere. And beyond that, to all sentient beings, all the animals, insects, sentient beings, all the plants in the vegetable kingdom, also in the mineral kingdom, everything on the planet. Hold your intention for the radiance of this light to be of great blessing to the healing and to the awakening of consciousness on all levels of the spectrum. Center yourself in your heart center again. In this brilliant light, remember now, etch into your memory what it feels like to be sitting in your heart center in the middle of this brilliant sun of light, this blend of soul and spirit energy. Because as time goes by and you practice this, you'll be able to return to this right in the middle of your day without a long meditation. You'll just begin to return to this sense. I am the soul. I am the light divine. I am love. I am will. I am fixed design. So then to end the meditation, I'd like you to join me in the Bodhisattva prayer. Some of you, I introduced this to you in previous class. It's on the screen. I invite you to read this with me. We'll read it through twice together. May all beings be happy and free. May all beings be safe and well. May all beings awaken to their true nature. May all beings live together in peace and harmony. Again, may all beings be happy and free. May all beings be safe and well. May all beings awaken to their true nature. May all beings live together in peace and harmony. So just contemplate that for a moment. These things that you would, of course, want for yourself, let's also want them for everybody. We don't have to just want them for ourselves. We can want them for everybody. And it does something to the heart to want this for everybody. There's a profoundly liberating effect when we can shift from just wanting something for ourselves to wanting it for all beings. We're going to end tonight with a mala of the mantra Om Mani Padme Hum. Now, this mantra has an incredibly powerful, heart-opening mantra, and it awakens what the Tibetans call bodhicitta. Bodhicitta is exactly what we were talking about a moment ago, which is the desire for liberation, but wanting it for everybody. The desire to be liberated, to grow and evolve and to heal and to purify and to be transformed and liberated so that we can serve all beings in their process of achieving the same thing. That's what's called bodhicitta. And so this is perhaps one of the most powerful and most common mantras used to open the heart, to generate love and compassion, and to generate bodhicitta. So the mantra helps us to feel our connection to one another, and it cultivates a great compassion for the shared experience that often includes suffering, and generates this great desire to rise above our suffering and our lack of understanding, our ignorance, the illusion that we live in, to rise above that, to transcend that, and to come into higher states of being so that we can be of greater service to the planet, to human consciousness, to our fellow men and women and beings. So I'd like you to do this mantra with me. It'll just take a couple of minutes. We'll say it together out loud. And let's just hold the intention as we say it for it to have a very powerful effect. Its most powerful effect in our hearts, to open the heart, to heal the heart, to heal the heart's tendency to be kind of to care for perhaps only about its own condition, and instead to expand and to care about the condition of all beings, for the awakening of bodhicitta and awakening of the love that we feel for ourselves and for others as well. Let's do this mantra together. I've got a string of beads. We'll say it 108 times. Let's start now. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Excuse me just a moment, I'm sorry. Try putting your hand on your chest and feeling how you're saying the mantra and the vibration is being felt in the heart center. So have that intention of saying the mantra in and through the heart center. And see if you can, as you do this, recapture that sense of the brilliant light that's there, both from the soul and from spirit, so that we're saying this mantra from the power of that higher consciousness. Okay, let's continue. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Let's pause again. Refresh that visualization of the power of the light in your chest, the brilliance of soul and spirit light blending in the chest. Also, refresh your sense of connection to everyone else in the group. We're saying this not only for ourselves, but for everyone in the group and for all those that we are connected to. Let's continue. Om Mani Padme Hum, 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 Om Mani Padme Hum. Just let this warmth and radiance flow out of your heart to everyone you're connected to and to all beings. This is one of the great purposes of your soul, to learn to be a channel of divine light and love and power and wisdom on behalf of those that don't have access to it at this point, who haven't learned to open to it. Well, we're out of time. So much for Q&A. So I spent a little bit more time in the introduction this week, and I'll do a little less of that in the coming weeks so we can have a little time with some questions and answers. And if we find that we just run out of time, we might stretch over into another 15 minutes. So I thank you so much for coming. I hope that you experienced the blessing as I certainly did, meditating in this way with all of you. So we'll be cultivating these practices. Every week it'll be slightly different. There'll be some same and some different every week. But your experience of it, of course, will be different every single week as you bring your consciousness and it continues to grow and evolve through your practices. So this is just a great privilege to be with you in this way. I apologize if there were some problems with the internet. I kept getting little signs from Click Meeting here that my internet was acting up. And so I very much apologize for that, and we'll see if I can attend to that so it's better next week. Okay, much love to you. Blessings. Namaste.